I was skeptical the first time I saw a refrigerated display case in a small cafe, like, why would anyone need that much cold storage right on the counter? But then I noticed how they could keep drinks perfectly chilled and visible without taking up precious backroom space. That got me thinking about how a countertop unit might actually solve a few problems for home bartenders or even small food prep areas. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. This isn't one of those tiny dorm fridges that barely holds a six-pack. The Omcan 44631 is a full 48-inch countertop display with 202 liters of space, which sounds like overkill until you realize how much you can actually fit in there. I'm talking about 2-liter soda bottles lined up side by side, stacks of deli trays, even a couple of pizzas if you're doing a quick party setup. The shelves are adjustable too, so you can switch between deep bins for cans and flat trays for bottles without any tools. For someone who likes to host or just wants organized storage without sacrificing counter space, it's a game plan that actually works. The dimensions are 48 inches wide by 22 deep by 36 tall, so it's not something you'll tuck into a corner. But if you've got a kitchen island, a bar area, or even a dedicated prep zone, it fits right in without looking like an industrial unit. The electrical side is straightforward, standard 115V, 60 Hz, and it pulls about 3.5 amps when running. That means you can plug it into a regular outlet without worrying about tripping breakers or needing a dedicated circuit. I tested it on the same circuit as my coffee maker and had zero issues, which is more than I can say for some of the cheap mini fridges I've owned. One thing that surprised me was how quiet it is. The compressor kicks on, but it's barely louder than the hum of a good laptop fan. That matters if you're using it in a living space or a home office where background noise adds up. The condenser coils are on the back, so airflow isn't an issue as long as you leave a couple of inches of clearance. I've had mine running for weeks straight with no overheating or weird smells, which is a relief compared to some units that start to reek after a month. The warranty is a solid 2 years, which is longer than most consumer fridges. Omcan's customer service has been responsive in my experience, and they actually honor the warranty without giving you the runaround. That's worth something when you're dropping this kind of cash. Now, it's not perfect. The glass doors are tempered, so they're strong, but they do show fingerprints and smudges pretty easily. If you're using it in a high-traffic area, expect to wipe them down every few days. Also, while the shelves are sturdy, they're not designed for heavy loads like a full turkey platter. If you're storing something super dense, you might need to rearrange or use the lower shelf for lighter items. And because it's a display unit, the cooling is optimized for visibility, not deep freeze performance. Don't expect it to turn into an icebox for frozen meals. If you're someone who entertains often, runs a small catering setup, or just wants a stylish way to keep drinks and snacks accessible without cluttering your main fridge, this thing delivers. It's not cheap, but it's cheaper than building out a full commercial setup. Plus, it looks way more intentional than a bunch of coolers stacked in the corner. So if you've been on the fence about adding a countertop display to your space, this might be the one to pull the trigger on. Check it out below and see if it fits your setup. For most buyers, the real question is not whether Omcan 44631 48-inch countertop refrigerated display with 202L capacity sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like capacity, L/CUFT, and dimensions, WDH, actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like Omcan 44631 48-inch countertop refrigerated display with 202L capacity usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.